welcome to In the Room Podcast, where we discuss all things marriage. We're your hosts, Gregory and Naisha Ray. Before we dive in, there are a few house rules to follow. One, be respectful of one's opinion. Two, have fun. Three, make sure you share this podcast all up and down your social media. Today's topic, we'll be discussing blended families. On that note, blended families. A blended family is joining a family that is already established, or I have kids, she have kids, and we blend them together. On that note, how do I feel about blended families? Uh, it's okay. Me coming into a family that's already established, I have to find my way around. I ain't lost, but they already settled in. For me, it's just like getting to know everybody on a one-on-one basis, individuals. Uh, this sitting down, this balancing out my time with everybody. So, but blended family is not hard. It's not easy. It's what you make of it. So I gotta sit down with each one of my kids and spend quality time with them, especially the baby. The baby is more clinging to me than any of the other kids. So why? I know why. So I play that role well, the father figure, the king. But it's all right. Babe, how do you feel about blended families?
Blended families can be a good thing, like he said, but I think I'll be coming more from the point of that it can be stressful if you don't sit down and talk about things or not talk about but plan um how things should go or the way you want them to go. Um I particularly am not a part of, like, me and my siblings are from the same parents. Yes, I have an older brother, but I was raised with just me and my siblings. We both have the same mom, same dad. But when it comes to my children, my oldest has his own dad. My youngest four have their own dad. Um, when David and I met, it was just Isaiah, but David had Alicia. That was blended right there. We wasn't married at the time, but that was blended. Um, at first things was rocky. Me and Alicia didn't have a relationship at all. It was a whole lot of drama with that. And at that point is when I decided that I didn't want my own kids to grow up and get into their own blended families. I wanted my children to find somebody who didn't have kids and make a family out of that find somebody who didn't have kids and then create their own families only because of the things I went through. I didn't want my kids to experience any of that. I didn't want any of my kids to experience that. Um, so eventually we having technical difficulties. Eventually, once David passed, me and Alicia became like this. She was always over here. And we got along real good. As far as the kids and Alicia, they meshed like this. So I really didn't have that problem with them getting along. It was more so me being the step parent or whatever. But now fast forward to Gregory being in the picture with he didn't come in. He don't he didn't. He's not really. I don't want to say blended because he didn't come in with kids. Um, not biologically anyway. Um, um, I don't know. It's just for the situation with Leia. Leia took to him the most. I didn't. Of course, I sat down and had a conversation with my children when the time was right. But When it came to Leia, Leia took to him just like that. And the reason she took to him, it was Leia, the one that was like, that's my daddy. I didn't have to coach her and say that. I didn't tell her that's your daddy. I didn't do none of that. Leia, she felt that way from the very beginning before even meeting him, just talking to him on the phone. She said that. And I believe it was Leia at that moment that allowed the other kids to open up to him. Um, yeah, they have their moments. Yeah, we go through things as far as making it work, but it's working.
Yeah, Leia solidified everything. At first, it was just crazy. It was just up and down. You know, we had our good days, our bad days, but I guess them seeing how Leia cling to me, like y'all seen us on our daddy daughter date. Everybody know that's my baby. All of them my baby, but Leia, she clings to me the most, and she don't want none of them to have my attention. But Leia is the glue for me to all of our relationships, as far as the kids wise. You know what I mean? Like I've been saying from day one that that's my baby, and we just been locked in. Every day she draw me pictures. I bring them to work with me, carry them everywhere I go. First one to greet me at my door before my wife, so she be waiting on me. She wait on daddy. I came in from work, she wait on daddy. So Leia's like the glue, a relationship with all of them. As far as the blended part, like each one of them, I have something special with all five of them. You know what I mean? So I'm learning to spend more individual time with them one on one. So that I have been doing. We've been growing close together and stuff like that. So it's okay. It's you know what I mean? Like she said, we have our moments. It's nothing bad. You know what I mean? It's just, kids, you
Being
know,
kids.
being kids, they just want their way. She sound old school. I feel like she new school. So, with our different styles. But me, it's a learning experience for me. You know, I always lean on her and she lean on me and just be like, baby, you the king of the castle. Do what you do. You know what I mean? I got your back. At the same time, it'd be like, it's kind of hard for me. I make it hard because, you know, just a feeling I be having. So sometimes I let her lead. Sometimes I lead. I don't have no problem with her lead. You know what I mean? They was already here before I got here. So it's like me joining into the family. So, but in that, it's cool.
I had a question in my head, but I just really forgot it. As you was talking. Go ahead. Mine just went blank.
Well, her mind went blank. Mine hasn't. You know, blended families. You know, parenting in a blended family. Man, on that note, I let her do all that. I parent, but I
I
let her do
mean,
that.
discipline.
Discipline, yes. My discipline is I have a old school discipline. It ain't with the rod. Is my grandma used to always do me. You know what they like take from them. That what they gonna want. So I'm big on that, but also when we take what they like, it's something to keep them calm. So it kind of got like their yin and their yang or whatever, or just certain things that they like, privileges or whatever. But for the most part, we good. You know, I let my wife do the discipline. I don't see myself as a disciplinary. I just see myself as I'm gonna take what you like, phones, TVs, little TikTok, knick-knack things, whatever, whatnot.
So why don't you see yourself as a disciplinary?
I don't know because I was young. I don't. Some people, what the old school saying is, "Spare the rod, spare the child." I never.
Steroids spoil the child.
Oh, spare the rod, spoil the child. I never really understood that till I got older. Still to this day, I don't really understand it. But because I'm like, if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. It's like, what does that mean? Like, because parents gonna spoil their kids regardless. Before she asked me why I don't see myself a disciplinary, uh, physically, nah, I ain't, I ain't with it. I'm not with it. If it deserve it, I let her do all that. But I'm more of a like take what you would what our kids what really gets them is their technology. You tell them you're gonna take their gadgets from them, man, you could get them to jump 10 feet high. They're only 2 feet tall. You know what I mean? So that's one of my forms of disciplinary. But for my wife, well,
Right. So I think I'm gonna use the example he just gave. When our kids, when they acting a fool, the thing that's gonna get them in line is taking their devices. However, the flip side of that is taking their devices causes me stress because they, mama can I have, mama can I have, mama can I have, versus when they have their devices, I don't hear nothing. It's peaceful, it's quiet, I can get things done. But as soon as I take them devices, they in and out my house, in and out the refrigerator, fighting over the TV. Now we got TVs in every room in this house, yet they argue over one TV. So it's like when it comes to the blended family situations, it's like he want me to do all the discipline. And whereas I'm like, well, baby, you do something. I don't want to be the only one doing all the discipline. Now my discipline, I don't like putting my hands on my kids. My all of them can tell you count on one hand how many times I done actually pop them. My go-to is yelling. And that's one of the things I of course need to stop because every time I do it, my head hurting, chest start hurting. So not only are we trying to, I want to say not still trying to figure out the balance when it comes to the kids because we have a 7-year-old who will be 8 this year. We have a now 10-year-old. We have an 11-year-old who will be 12 this year. We have a 12-year-old that'll be 13 this year. And we still have a 19-year-old that'll be 20 this year. Mind you, the 20-year-old, he was 19. He stay in his room. None of my children are a problem. I mean, they all have different personalities. All have strong personalities. They are all vocal. And I think it's not a form, another form of discipline. However, I allow my children to speak what's on their mind because they have feelings too. And unlike my generation growing up and his generation growing up, you better not say nothing back, or you're gonna get the hand to your lips, or I can see you talking from the back of my head, knowing you ain't got no eyes in the back of your head, mom, dad. However, now
right.
that's why he say I'm new school parents and he old school because I allow my children to tell me what's on their mind. Of course, be respectful, but tell me how you feel. If I done something to you that you don't like, explain to me why you don't like it, and I'm explaining to you why I did it. That's my form of discipline on top of the yelling. His is go like he said, go straight to taking the devices. Where he takes them causes me stress.
I
So we
don't.
still trying to.
It's like for me in the blended family when it comes to the discipline part, taking the devices. I feel like they do little things to get her attention that makes her tell me, baby, get him the devices. See, I'm on to it. So I try to lace her up on the tactics that they use. Kids are real cunning. When I figured that out, that part about kids, they're real cunning. So with me, when I'm learning in this blended family, on our family, is that the kids are very manipulative. So I try to lace my wife up. Sometimes she don't see it. I have to tell her, like, baby, look. She like, Gregory, how you know? I say, because I pay attention to what they do. And sometimes it causes friction with us. And I'm like, it shouldn't be if I see things you don't see or you see things I don't see. Because I feel like for me, that is, I get your attention by taking that device. Period. You know what I mean? They can't live without that device. So that's just the way I see things with them. I'm not saying they're some bad kids because they're not, they just have their moments. You know what I mean? You know, all kids want their way. You know what I mean? But you know, it's good. It's good. You know what I mean? Like I say, I'm learning. She already been there. I'm learning. I've been out of the game with kids for 16 years, so I'm learning. Sometimes I'm hard on myself because I feel like I don't know what to do at times. You know what I mean? She like, you know what to do. I'm like, no, I don't. Because if I did, it wouldn't be as hard. And you know, I really be trying to take some stress off her when it comes to it. But I'm learning, man. It's just, you know, it's a work in progress. You know what I mean? So we helping each other. We meeting each other in the middle. You know, that's why it's the help me experience because, you know, blended families is experience. You know what I mean? This is the experience that we going through together. So like she said, we got a 19-year-old, a 12-year-old about to be a teen, Lord, 11-year-old, thanks she a teen, uh, a king. He's a young king that's strong headed, believing what he know, which I admire because that's what I'm saying. I'm learning the different personalities of the kids. I had this book about how to be a dad, but if I was like, I don't need to read this book because one of the first thing they said was kids their personality. So when I realized that, I'm like, I'll try to I wanted to all of them to be the same, but they're not. And then she helped me realize that too, that they are. So that's what I do not spend like we got this thing we do, you know what I mean?
Right.
It'll come down the line where I spend time with each one of them myself individually to get to know them individually. And it's been paying off. You know what I mean? For all of us, like I said in the beginning, it was hard. Nah, it's nothing but love. We pick up on each other vibes. Everybody in here, they know. First thing they say, Papa Ray was wrong. You know, they pick up on the vibes. They know. So
So how that makes you feel when they pick up on the vibes? The reason why seem like I'm asking you questions, you like you said, you came into something that was already established. And then I know a lot of people, when it comes to us, may have questions on how we making it work. Because
how I make it work, not to cut you off, is when they pick up on my vibes, they always I'm quiet. When they do certain things, I get quiet. So they know the first thing they gonna say, what's wrong? And I just look at them.
Or you hit them with the make it make sense.
I only say make it make sense when we're talking as a whole, because sometimes they say things that don't make sense to me. A lot of things people with my kids, they don't, I guess they feel like I don't understand them, or sometimes I feel like they don't understand me, but they are teaching me patience. Like literally, because I am very short patient. So each one of them you have to be patient with. That's what they're teaching me. So at times it's hard, at times it's good. When it's hard, it's just a learning experience for me. You know what I mean? Because they pick up on they pick up on me. You know, I don't have no problem with them. You know, when they know something off, they gonna ask, "What's the matter? What's wrong? What we did? How can we?" You know, they learn to ask, "How can they fix it? Or how can they do better?" You know, my wife got this saying, "Don't say you sorry, show me." You know what I mean? So it's just little small stuff.
Sorry, apologies don't mean nothing.
It's just little small stuff we gotta work on with them. But I believe the biggest thing in this blended family with, I'm gonna say my kids, they my kids. I know how to make them get things done. She don't agree with it, but I do. It works sometimes if I get her on board with me to do this, because it works. And it's sad, but it does. It works. If we take them devices for an hour, we can get a whole lot done in an hour that usually take them 3 days to do. That's when you really know they want them. So like I say, you know, they cool, man. They cool. You know, I just love the relationship, how it's just building. From 6 months ago until now, I see a tremendous change, like big time with us.
Hold on, baby. So I do see people joining in. I want to say thank y'all for joining in and listening. If you do have any questions or that you don't have an answer to, or you would like for us to talk more about, please drop them in the chat so we can know. But thank y'all for tuning in. We are talking about blended families, how we make it work, advice that we can lend to some who may be having a hard time. It wasn't always peaches and cream, especially in the beginning. It took a while for a few of my kids to embrace Gregory, whereas it took the other two. It was just like that with them. But go ahead, baby.
Yeah. So, blended families. That's what the topic is tonight. We're talking about blended families, how to make it work, how to, pay attention to not only your kids, but also your spouse. You know what I mean? This is your partner. You have to work things out with your kids first. But at the end of the day, the relationship starts with the two, and then it rolls on to them because kids are sponges. They pay attention to, the mood swings. My thing is with my kids, when it comes to the blend, they always ask me, what's wrong with mama? I'm like, you already know what's wrong with mama. Why are you asking me? You know what I mean? So I try to lace them up on how their mother is before he didn't even go. He didn't even go there. You know what I mean? Because they know their mother. They know their mother just as much as I know their mother. But other than that, man, the blend is good. So how do you feel, baby, about that? The relationship that me and the kids have now.
Compared to the beginning, I think y'all have come a long way. Like you said, in the beginning, I'm not going to say that it was rocky in the beginning because it wasn't. It was because, like, I'll say, like, Deja, for example. Deja is a daddy's girl to heart. King is a daddy's boy to heart. So Leia took to him just like that. Anaya, she was a little bit, but she came around just like that. But Isaiah, he's already an adult or whatever. So he was like, good to see him. But again, like I said last week, a lot of people don't know Gregory has known Isaiah since he was kneecap high. So they already kind of had that established already. Whereas, like I said, Leia was the first one to call him daddy without me having to do anything, because I'm gonna make that clear. And then came Anaya, but then with King and Deja, they weren't even straddling the fence. They was on the opposite side. They both are daddy's kids, so it took them longer. I felt like the respect was there. Because my kids aren't disrespectful. They have their ways, but it took them too longer. Now Deja, she's in a habit now of, like he said in the very beginning, when he come to the door, Leia, she jet off to the door. She beat me to the door. It's to the point now I don't even get up no more. When I hear him coming to the door, I sit there and I look. I let Leia get her hugs in first. Her daddy, Papa. I let her get all that in. And then he come greet me, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Why? Because Leia, even though she know who her daddy is, she didn't have that experience with him. So I'm allowing her and giving her that opportunity to have that time and build that relationship with him. So that don't bother me. Like, but no, so what I was saying was, when Leia does that, Deja is now in the habit of, you're doing too much. She'll tell Leia, you're doing too much. And she's doing that because she wants to do that. She wants to be the one to run up to you first to give you a hug. But she tell Leia, you're doing too much. Now King is now in the habit of, Leia, there go your daddy. Let it go your daddy. Being funny. But him and Gregory have a tight little relationship. King is, my baby, is very opinionated. He has a strong personality. You have to get with King. And I stay telling you that when to connect with King, you're going to have to get on his level. Same thing I told Khalid's dad. You're gonna have to get on King's level. You're gonna have to find out the things King like, the things King want to do to get to him. And I think they at that point now. King would be like, Mr. Right, hold up his shirt, show him his six pack.
Yeah, I put him on.
Yeah, so it's little things like that. So the relationship they have now, is way better. And it's only been a little over 6 months. So it's good. Of course, kids gonna be kids. They gonna try to talk back again. I allow my kids to speak how they feel, but respectful. And now you're gonna out of all my now you're gonna say how she feels. If your feelings get hurt, oh well. But she's also affectionate. She'll give you a hug and she gonna make sure you good. But so his relationship with the kids now is good, great. There was never a bad moment. It was just him coming in, getting acquainted, getting to know them beyond a phone call, getting to know them beyond a video chat. It's different when you're in person versus over the phone. Over the phone, they was all laughing and oh, we can't wait to see Mr. Ray. And now he here every day. They sometimes get on each other's nerves. And I just be sitting back shaking my head like, what the heck is going on? That's the truth. I mean, but we make it work. We're gonna take Melissa said open communication is so good with our children because it teaches them that they do not have to be afraid to tell us what they are going through. In my blended family, my go-to is writing sentences for discipline due to ages. My kids don't like that, so I make them do that too. That works for my household. It's hard regardless and a learning process. Having a healthy way to discipline is important, and you guys are doing that. Kudos to y'all. Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, Melissa.
And that's true. You do have to have certain what's it called? You have to have multiple ways of discipline because what works for King don't work for Leia. Leia, like all 5 of my children, the only one who I really got to raise my voice at is King. It's King and Deja. Them the only 2. Leia, I look at her, she gonna get her act right.
She better not mess with my baby. So
Leia my baby too, but I can look at Leia and she's gonna get her act together. I can look at Anaya, she gonna get her act together. I can look at Khalid, he know I'm not I'm about business. If you yell at Anaya, she's going to cry. And the reason I feel she's going to cry because she doesn't have a problem with expressing her emotions as is. So if Anaya cries because she mad or her feelings is hurt. So the disciplines that work for King don't work for Leia. The discipline for Isaiah don't work for Deja. With Deja is very sensitive, so you have to talk to her. You have to allow her to express herself because she's quiet. Now that I think about it, Deja is like me. She's quiet and she really don't express herself as much as Anaya. I think Deja does better with writing her thoughts down and handing me a piece of paper, then I'll respond versus the paper. Whereas King is like Anaya too. He gonna open his mouth and he gonna talk. You may want to backhand him when he finished, but he gonna talk.
Right.
He gonna talk. Candace said, "Thank you for stepping in and stepping up for the Pickens crew, Gregory." She always said about you.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's how I feel when it comes to that relationship. And when it comes to discipline, we do write sentences, we take phones, we go outside. When it comes to discipline, he is strict, and I'm a little more lenient. And I'm lenient because in the past marriage, David was the disciplinary. I was the mama gonna give it to you on the slick anyway. And for the past 3 years into before he came home, I've had to become the disciplinary, and that was been kind of hard a little bit.
Our kids, they say I'm not mean, I'm just hard.
Yeah.
And I always tell them that I'm hard for a reason. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing intentional. It's to help them. Like she said, Deja was a hard bargain. But now the things we do together now, yeah. But I'm gonna use Deja first because now she go back and she think about the things that I tell her, and she always say, "Mr. Ray told me that." I tell her, "I'm never gonna tell you nothing that's gonna hurt you. I'm only telling you something that's gonna help you in the future." So that's our relationship. Come on, let's go take a ride and we'll just talk. What's going on? What's on your mind? And she'll just tell me how she feel about certain things. And I have to lace her up, you know what I mean? Because she a little girl. She's growing up, and I tell her, you know what I mean? If your mama telling you something or treating you a certain way, it's for a reason. You know what I mean? I told her I'm here to help you. So if I tell you something, take heed to what I tell you. So now she's being more receptive to the guidance that I'm giving her. You know what I mean? King, same thing. You know what I mean? Like she said, at first it was hard because I was trying to just look at them all the same, but they're not. So me and him, you know, we got our thing. We go out there, we play football. You know, I got him working out, stuff like that. So, you know, he King pays attention to the things I tell him, and when he feel the time is right, he'll do it. You know what I mean? He making his little juices. He didn't start him a whole a juicing company. So you know what I mean. So that's how I know he pay attention to me. He might not react to it right then and there, but down the line he working out. I told him that you gonna start working out. You want to be the best, start working out. You want to eat healthy, he eating juices. You know what I mean. So he got a high metabolism. With Anaya, man, we just was together Sunday. And when I said you, Anaya, that's my little road dog. She remind me so much of her little sister Erica. So we just be kicking it. And then like everybody know, Leia, everybody know. Man, the whole world know.
People even be saying Leia and him and Leia look alike. Please tell me how. Well, do y'all together. See you know Gregory I mean? And Leia looking alike?
We always together. I'm always my baby love me. She in a cold part about it is what I love about me and Leia relationship. Nothing changes. Anywhere she go, it ain't even Mr. Ray no more. It's Daddy or Papa Ray. She even said this. She ain't gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna say it. She said her name, Leia Ray. Straight up. Out of nowhere. I was like, I said, baby, how that made you feel? She was like, she said it. You know what I mean? That's what she said. You know what I mean? But it's just good all the way around the board. Mama said, what is a blended family?
She answered it.
A blended family is coming into a family where it's blended. She have kids, I have kids, Papa Ray. Yeah. And you know, we just make it work, make it do what it do.
Mama also said, Gregory loves kids. He does, y'all. He helped me a great deal when I was working. He made sure that they was fed, took a bath, homework done, and made sure they were at school. He does the same now, even he worked a lot of hours. So yeah. I'm glad Mama said that, which made me think about it. It's to the point their relationship is much better now. I'm gonna stop saying much better now because it never was bad.
Right.
Their relationship is good because I'm gonna give you an example of why it's good, because Gregory works long hours. Okay. So the only time we get to see each other is from this point up until 4:00 in the morning. We sleep, and half down weekends and all day Sunday. Okay. So for those who get mad because y'all can't talk to him, I don't even get to talk to him. FaceTimes is now 20 minutes when he at work, 15 because he got to take 5 minutes to get to the car. Anyway, so it's to the point now that the kids are asking me, Mama, Mr. Ray home? Mama, when is he coming home? Why he not here yet? They asking questions I need to be asking, but I don't be asking because I know where he at. But that's just how good their relationship is, to where they're not comfortable.
They missing me.
Yeah, missing him more than me.
Yeah, they miss me.
Love y'all too. Hey Bishop. Hey Mama Sonya.
Hey Tish.
Love you too, sis. So yeah, we making it work.
We making it work. You know, I love when they miss me. That makes me smile. You know, we got our little group chat or whatever, and you know, we always be side texting or whatever. And when I come to the door, they all waiting on me. It just makes me, you know, it makes me happy. It does. From Leia, really all of them. Me and Naya, we got our own little handshake. Yeah, you know, we got our own little handshake. Me and Anaya. So we got our own little handshake, and they come to me more. That's what's exciting about this. They they come to me more and they asking questions. They like asking me fatherly questions. Can they go places? First thing I'm gonna tell my girls, no.
Speaking of, can I say something about
What?
that? To where he's starting to feel the father role. So the girls, they was talking about something happened with me and Anaya, and I was like, bring your little behind here. And she was like, Mama, I don't have a little butt. I don't have a little behind. I have a curve, is what she said. My back is flat. I have a curve and it go down. And I said, I'm about to go tell Gregory on y'all, her and Dash. And I was like, I'm about to go tell Gregory on y'all. And they both was trying to stop me. No, don't tell him, don't tell him, don't tell him. I told him anyway. And then he come out the room all daddy-ish, daddying, like we say. Daddy was daddying. But of course they was making a joke out of it. But
oh, I ain't playing with her when we got that belt. Talking about she got some recalls back there, so you better sit your little recoil.
Yeah, that's she said. Yeah. Recoils.
I only got that belt and said, let me show you what some recoils gonna do. Let me see if you got some cushion back down the recoils.
And another example, so Naya, we said to my blended family, it's all about
blend, yeah.
So Naya has this little crush at school. He's a sweet little boy. Anyway, he don't go to the school anymore, right? So he texts me the other day, and he texted me from his grandmother's phone number. His grandmother got each other's number. So he texted me from the number. I'm thinking it's the grandmother. She was like, the text said hello. And I was like, hello, how are you? The response was, I'm fine. How was Anaya? I said, Anaya is great. The response was, oh, that's great. How is she doing in school? By that time I stopped responding because we was getting ready to go somewhere. So then about 10 minutes later, response was, this is the boy's name. I was just checking on Anaya. Good night. Have a good night. And I said, well, I will let Anaya know that you checked on her. Have a good night. So I goes to tell Anaya, she and I blushing, and I look at her, I'm like, Anaya, you about to get knocked out. Talking about, you know, that's what I said. I was like, Anaya, you about to get knocked out, because she was blushing about this little boy or whatever. But I told him, and then he was, Daddy was daddy.
I don't know how you know. Oh. We ain't playing that up in here. Shit. We ain't playing up in here. Love you too, Mama Cindy. So, but man, it's, you know, it's to me, for me, it's just fun. You know what I mean? Fun is just a learning experience. Like them kids know my every move. They know when I'm in McDonald's. They know when I'm on my way home from work.
We can't go nowhere.
They be, but it's just gonna show you the love that they always had love for me, but it's growing even stronger because I told them, man, I'm gonna be here. I ain't going nowhere. It's like, you know, y'all, we stuck with each other. You know, it was. I was told before I came home, you are entering their family. They're not entering your family. At first, I didn't understand that. So it's crazy that we're talking about blended families. And I wish I could go back and tell that lady, like, hey, man, you was right, but I got it figured out. You know what I mean? Because she was like, she was just,
hey, Joey.
She was just stuck on saying that I wasn't going to figure it out because it had been so long for me. And I really want to reach out to her and tell her, man, I got this, and they show a picture with my blended family, and I got it. I love how God is restoring the years. He is, Tish. I say it all the time, man. Like, it's just crazy.
Even a lot of people don't know that even before Gregory lived, all the kids loved him. There are a lot of people on my timeline who know what I'm talking about, who have reached out since Gregory has been home with memories of how this child who was 6 at the time he lived, now 19 at the time. That's math is right. Yeah. My math is grown now, remembering the times when he was there.
Yeah. It's one little boy. He is, I always be saying kids don't remember me, and it's crazy that I didn't see the impact I had on kids because I know where I was at in my life. You know what I mean? But to see those little kids tell me, Ray, I remember you. Such. I'm like, wow. Because I have a memory like an elephant, you know what I mean? But those kids, like, you know, I love them to this day. I just be smiling. I'll tap in with them to see how they doing in their life or whatever. But, you know, it's crazy. You know, life is crazy, man. But, yep, God is restoring the years, man. You know, in his blended family with these beautiful 5 kids. And possibly one
4
on the
kids, 1
way.
adult.
So yeah,
5 kids, 1 adult, 1 young adult.
and one on the way.
Stop saying that.
It's a blessing.
5 kids, well, 4 kids, 1 adult. And so what? So another question is, what advice would you give to another man walking into marriage, since we're talking about marriage? Because I feel like before you even get to the marriage part and you with somebody who have kids, y'all should already have that established on how things are going to go. So what advice would you give?
For me,
I'm gonna take my ideas.
for me,
Bishop, bye.
For me,
I'm gonna get you.
For me, on that note, man, I want to take my time with this answer. I used to always say this: you can't not listen carefully. You cannot love the woman without loving the kids. It's not gonna work. You know what I mean? But for us, we was already knowing each other, so love, that was easy. But with the kids, it's hard. So you just can't go in a relationship just because the mama tell you the kids are respectful. Just because the mama tell you the kids are this, the kids are that. You have to go in there and show yourself. You can't just be all up under the mom and the kids sitting right there. They're gonna be like this here.
Especially mine.
They ain't giving you no space. They all up in your grill. So the kids feel like, oh, you more into my mama, you ain't spend no time with me. It's not gonna work. Because now they're gonna be fighting for her attention, and they're gonna draw confusion between y'all. So you have to say, what I'm learning is balance. I'm learning balance. So you have to learn balance. If you want to get with a woman that has kids and they're not yours, you have to learn that balance. You know what I mean? You just can't just be in not them. Especially if you want to be in a relationship with this woman. This is a total package. When I signed up, I knew what I signed up for. I'm not just loving you, I'm loving them also. So the love is mutual, it's balanced. You know what I mean? So you have to find that balance.
It's the same thing with women. For us women who have kids, getting with a man who does not, it's the same thing. You can't put all your attention on the man, and then because your kid's gonna be mama.
Right.
It's the same thing. You have to balance that time. You have to balance that love. You have to balance, even though a mother's love is different when it comes to the spouse, but using our kids as an example, if they see me all up under him, because I'm always up under him, one of them gonna give me head.
Oh, they gonna come get up under her,
right?
Or they gonna come get up under me,
or they gonna try to squeeze their way in between.
Yeah.
So, and the one who always want to turn her nose up is Deja, and that's because she want to be right here, and she want to be all up under me. So,
she want to be up under me. It's just, it's like I said. I always say, man, like it's fun. It's different. It's fun. Like I say, man, it's just teaching me, because I stay telling her, man, help me, man. Like I don't know. I'm always offensive to when my wife tell me something I don't know, but I can come back and be like, man, she right, because I don't know. You know what I mean? I always lean on her for her help when it comes to certain things, when it comes to the kids. Because if I take over, I don't want to be too strong, because I can come off as strong sometimes. So I kind of like, baby, handle that. She like, no, you handle it. And I'm like, no. You know what I mean? Because I try to keep our relationship, balance, if that's the right way, the right word to say. You know what I mean? Because I always feel like I never want to hurt the kids' feelings. At the end of the day, you the parent. Their feelings gonna be hurt regardless if you do right or wrong.
Yeah.
That's what I'm learning too. Because I don't know how to tell them no sometimes. I always say, go ask your mama. So I try to throw it off on her to be like, you know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean? I know how kids, I know when I was a little kid, it's hard hearing your daddy tell you no. Hearing it from your mama is cool, but your daddy telling you no, you like, because I know that's how I was. You know what I mean? So I had to set myself up with them. I can't tell my kids nothing. If they ask me something, I tell them I'm learning it like she tell me, hold up, not right now. And then when the time comes, that's when I'm gonna do
my
what
favorite
I say
line is, I'll think about it. Because if you tell, I'm so glad he brought this up. And then I got a point right after this. For everybody that's on this live, thank y'all for tuning in. But I just want to say, do not tell neither one of my kids, none of my 4 kids and my young adult, which is Khalid on down to Leia. Do not tell them you're gonna do something for them and don't do it. Because when you tell mine that you're gonna do something for them, they're going to expect it. And when you don't do it, they come looking at us, and now we gotta go do it. Or I'm gonna tell them they told you, wait until they get it.
And then if you don't do it, oh man, I'm gonna be real with you. Raw nut cut from the root to the tutor. They ain't talking to you no more.
Not until you get them with
they not talking to you no more. And I know this for a fact. I seen it in the flesh, and I was like, I didn't know kids do that. I thought it was just adults. So these little munchkins over here, man, please don't tell our kids you're gonna do anything for them, because it's gonna be left up to me, and I can't tell my babies no, you know what I mean, for nothing. Even though I want to tell them no, I penny pinch with them. Not like penny pinch, but I do it when I want to do it, not when they want to do it. So it could be a surprise. Let them know that I didn't forget, because kids think you forget it, just don't know. It's hard because they want everything that they see. They want when they want it. Just like us adults, we want when we see it. But you know, I make sure that I do what I say I'm gonna do for them. So they'll never be able to say, Papa Ray didn't, you know, I always come through. I imagine my wife, she's like, baby, you told him, so whenever you feel like you can do it or you want to do it, do it. You gotta do it.
So really quick,
yes, they cancel people who don't have follow through. Yes, right about that.
And you know, you can learn a lot from kids.
Yes,
that's a good point. Counsel people who don't follow through. Okay. So as he was talking, another thing I was thinking about in the beginning, a lot of you may have missed when I said how I feel about blended families, which is from the bad experiences that I had between me and my what's the proper terminology? Late husband. Because that's the proper way to say it. There were a lot of issues in the very beginning when it comes to blending the family. Later down the line, we got it together when it comes to blending the family. However, I used to always have in my head that what I said in the beginning is I don't want my children to get with anybody. I don't want my kids to get with anybody who already have kids. I wanted them to find somebody, or God put somebody in their lives who don't have kids and they create their own family. But now, since being in this situation, and I'm now going through it, how me and Gregory was talking about how, babe, why is she grumping? How I wanted to say, when we gave the example of how we always upon each other, but also giving our kids the same affection or the same time is the word we use. I want to say now, my advice is to, when you're showing each other affection, make sure you do that with your kids as well, because when you do that, that will show them that blended families can work. And then they'll grow up and won't be the example that you want your kids to be in case they do get involved with somebody who already have kids. Because we already know when it comes baby mama drama, baby daddy drama, and that's what I don't want. We don't have those problems.
No, we don't have no problem. It's good, like I said, you know what I mean? I feel like she always says, what she always tell me? Stop singling yourself out. I feel like in this situation, we can't single ourselves out because I feel like I'm a great example, you know what I mean, for as a blended family. You know what I mean? Everybody know Naisha family that's on her page, that's on my page. They know. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know, now you know. But at the same time, it's like I'm striving to lead by example as a man who has come into a family that is already established and showing that it can work. If you want to make it work, it can work. It's not just about Naisha. It's always been about Naisha. Now it's all about those 5 individuals. 6, including herself. And it's vice versa for her. She learned how to blend her time with her husband and with the kids. Because if it was, you know what I mean, if it was up to the kids, it's just them. It ain't even no us. Our relationship with them is exists. You know what I mean? And like I say, man, it's not hard, man. Fellas, if y'all meet a woman with kids, you know what I mean, and you think she the one, you know, you
Show her
already
show her she's the one by spending time with her children, by treating them like you want to be treated.
and it's
That's how
crazy.
you show her she's the one.
I'm going down memory lane with my boy Isaiah, Spider-Man. That, you know what I mean? Like,
I still got this Spider-Man board. I gotta find it.
see what I'm saying? It's just things like that that goes a long way with the kid also. You know what I mean? Like I say, I take Sundays after church, you know, all of us together, and I have my own little thing that she came up with, both of us really, and I just put a little twist on it where I just spend time with them individually, one on one. You know, we go shopping, go to their favorite store, get what they like, and we just talk.
Cause
You know
they
what I mean?
broke. Yeah.
So, you know, that's how we connect. You know what I mean? That's what they, if that's how the devil that's gonna take for me to have a better relationship with them after church, we already been sat down, ate dinner, and I say, hey, it's your day today, get yourself together. We about to roll. You know what I mean? And they just be so happy they come back in. The other kids be feeling some type of way. And I'm like, why you feel like that? Because you already had your chance. That's what hurts me.
Leia feels like that.
Yes.
Leia will catch a whole
Attitude.
attitude
Yeah.
if he leave her at home and take anybody else.
I did my baby that Sunday. I felt so bad. She slammed my door. That girl
She
slammed
walked in the house and slammed the door. I almost had to reach out and touch her. Like, why are you slamming my door?
Yeah.
But I seen her facial expression, looked out the window and seen him drive off. I already knew, but I asked, I was like, think what's wrong? She was like, Mr. Ray left me.
I went
She was Mr. Ray.
Yeah. See,
Mr.
that's how
Ray.
she do it. I went daddy because I left her, but I told her, baby, I just was with you last Sunday, the Saturday before that, the Friday before that, the other Sunday before that, because if I'm Lev on the road, she ain't gonna put no shoes on and then she gonna roll. You hear me? But she was mad at the night. But I told her, baby, I just spent all them days with you. You out of everybody in the house, so you get more than my wife. So, you know what I mean? But that's Leia's just so smart, man. She did so it just warms my heart, man. It does, man. It just warms my heart every day. Every day, just being in this blended family warms my heart. I wouldn't change it because, like I say, man, every experience is a learning lesson, man. So I wouldn't change it. It's just gonna get better and better. Oh, something.
Comments. Go ahead.
Something else we do together. We all pray together. So every night at
9 o'clock. We missed it 25 minutes ago,
but every night we pray together. And my baby, one thing I love about Leia, she love to read. Everybody know me, they know I love to read. My mama love to read. My grandmother love to read. And my baby would sit up there and read me a book. I got her recorded reading me a book. And she just be smiling. That's just our time together. With Deja, she just want to do TikTok. And I say, baby, I ain't got the moves I used to, but I show her that I've been practicing at work. So that just warms her up. Anaya, that's just my baby. And just King, we just gonna play football, work out, chop it up. King want to learn how to be a businessman because I always tell him how to run his little business. So I'm putting in his head early how to make his own money so he own it. With Khalid, it don't even matter. Play football game together, which he hasn't beaten me yet. Yes, I'm 3-0, and he's still trying to figure out how I beat him at his own game, and I don't want to play no game. And my wife be right there cheering both of us on, but she be like, yep, I won. So, you know, it's fun, man. Blended families is fun, man. It's not bad, man. It is not bad. I know a bunch of people that has blended families, and you know they probably went through the same thing I went through, or they probably not with older kids. They have younger kids or whatever. I think with the younger kids is easy. With the older kids is really like, how you gonna make it work? You know, time, interest, motivation, effort. Time takes time. It ain't easy, man. It ain't hard. So,
right.
So how do you feel about now that all four of the little kids is uh more attentive to me than they was in the beginning. Like they love on me more. They tell me they love me more. You know, that just blew my mind. Mr. Ray, I love you. I'm like, it just
Or
warms
good
my
night,
little heart.
parents.
Yeah, they say good night, parents. So they're my kid. Man, I be want my kids to be so ghetto sometimes, but they're not. And it
No,
just
my kids are
wait.
nowhere near ghetto.
Wait,
Thanks.
what I mean by ghetto is it's like they have this other spirit in them. I won't single out anyone or say anything I don't have no business because I don't want nobody to try to take our page down. We're trying to do, but they have that other spirit in them. Not a bad spirit. If y'all black folk know what I'm talking about, and it's funny because that's who all they go to school with, and
do
yes, and I'm like, but it has grown.
He wants them to be in HISD and they're gonna stay right inclined. Perfect example.
I just want them to have the yin and the yang. You know, I don't want them to be pushover. You know what I mean? Because
they are far from pushovers.
No, because my two of my kids want me to show them how to fight. So, and I don't want. What other two?
I don't know.
Baby, what two is the most troublemakers in the household?
And first of all, since they're not troublemakers.
Not like that, baby. What I'm saying, they'll see me and then they go mimic.
They're trying to fine tune their skills because all of them know how to get out there. And the two he talking about, and already proven that they know how to get out there.
See, we ain't about to go
so
there.
Exactly, he wants them. No, you brought it up. We're gonna talk about it real quick. So the two here talking about have already proven. Well, three of them, but the two he talking about have already proven that they're about their life. Okay, so they want him to help them fine tune. We're gonna say that.
You want me to help them fine their skills.
One was dragging across the dragon boys. She was dragging boys. It's on camera.
We're not talking about that, baby. We're talking about the help me experience.
No, right? But you brought it up.
No.
We're talking about bonding.
Right.
You bonding with them too by helping them fine tune their boxing skills. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, because I got an iron fist. But anyway, yeah. But yeah, them two, I got two of them. They just they morose. For me, I told them I'm teaching them how to defend themselves, not how to use it on somebody. For me, I think they man, I know them too.
Don't come for my kids.
Don't come. They
unless
come.
They sing for you.
Right. But anyway, they respectful, man. I love them. They love me. You know, it's working. This whole household is the help me experience. Period. That's what I can say. She might ask me later on, baby, can you explain that to me? But from having this discussion about the blended family, it makes sense. I hope I don't have to make it make sense for her. But if you think about it, this household, this blended household is a help me experience, like for real. And I'm glad to be a part of it.
On that note, so I was right as he was talking, I was writing down some key points that can help somebody on this live, or if you go back and watch it, or if you share it. So I think things that help the most is, one, pray together. Set a time, because like I said, he worked long hours. I work from home. The kids are at school throughout the day. So of course, hey Taisha. So some things that I think would help. Pray together. Set a time aside to when you and your kids can come together to pray. We take turns praying. Sometimes he pray all the time. Sometimes King pray all the time. Other times each one of us praying individually. We read the scripture, then we pray. The second one is going to respecting each other. Again, kids have a voice as well. Allow your children to voice how they feel together, because we also have family discussions all the time too, and we ask them how they feel about certain issues. So respect them enough to allow them to communicate. Communicate is the third one. Praying is the first one. Respecting each other is the second one. The third one is communication, allowing each other to express how they feel, communicate what you're gonna do, how you gonna make it work, how this gonna go, how that's gonna go. The next one is learn each other separately, which means, like he said, take each one, like with the kids. However many kids you got, spend time with them individually. Get to know them, get to know their personality, get to know their likes, get to know the things they don't like. Let them learn you. Let them figure out what you like, what you don't like. The last one I wrote down was spend time together as a family. On Friday nights, we like to do movie night. They in the habit of want to do movie night every night, or we'll do karaoke night, or we'll do go out to eat night. We knock that down to once a month. They don't like that, but whatever.
But they love when I cook.
Right, and they trying to get in the habit of loving when I cook, so I can get in the kitchen more. But anyway, but yeah, those are some of the 5 things that works for us. Those are the 5 things that works for us. Hopefully, it'll work for somebody too watching.
I just pray that tonight, just sharing this experience with y'all throughout Help Me page, that somebody on here, they picked up on something we said, or something we said that you can use in your own household, or maybe you was like, man, I'm gonna tune in next week to see what they talking about, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Like I say, we on here to help y'all, help us, to help somebody else. So that's what the Help Me experience is all about, man. That's it.
Yeah. I don't have anything else except, again, thank you all for joining in. We really appreciate y'all for taking out time in your night. Some may be getting ready for work, some may be getting ready to go to work. Got to get people ready for school. Thank y'all for tuning in. I do want to say share this page. Also, for the couples, we have our first outing coming up April 1st. We're going to go bowling. More details will come from that. We're also going to do another virtual game night. Don't know what day yet, but that's coming soon. Probably the end of this month or in the middle of next month. So those are 2 things to look forward to. I will be resharing those posts about that. We go live every Thursday talking about whatever God put on our heart. If there's something that you would like for us to talk about, you can always drop it in the comments. You can inbox me, you can inbox him, you can inbox the Help Me Experience page. Yeah. Anything else?
Like, comment, share, Help Me Experience. That is all.
Well, that's all, folks.
Good night.
Enjoy your night, and we'll see y'all next Thursday. Same place, same time, 8:30. Love y'all. Peace.